Run it back, nation. What is good? It is your boy DJ Eastwood. Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Algo gang, do your thing. Give me 500 likes on the video. That would be greatly appreciated. It boosts me through the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new and you love Philadelphia 76ers or Eagles content and you want to talk about it damn near every day. Hit the subscribe button. Hit your notification bell. If your notifications aren't working, turn them off, turn them back on. All right, man, let's get right down to business. No BS. We got a rumor yesterday. Mark Stein reported in his Substack newsletter late Monday that the Sacramento Kings were monitoring Matisse Thybulle's availability ahead of the trade deadline. Sacramento is said to be monitoring the availability of Philadelphia's Matisse Thybulle as the Kings, unexpectedly holding the West number 3 seed after a league record 16 consecutive seasons out of the playoffs, ponder the pursuit of a more defensive-minded option on the perimeter. One source with knowledge of the Kings' thinking, meanwhile, insists that rival teams hoping for Rashawn Holmes to become a buyout candidate if Sacramento can't trade him are poised to be disappointed. A buyout would complicate both sides with 2 years, nearly $25 million left on Holmes' contract after the season. On paper, the Kings' interest in Thybulle makes sense. They currently have the best offense in the entire NBA, but only ranked 21st in the league in defense. Most teams in the league strive to at least be top 10 in both categories. Here are my initial thoughts. Again, I thought the Philadelphia 76ers should have traded Matisse Thybulle in the offseason, not because I don't like Matisse Thybulle, not because I don't think Matisse Thybulle has potential to be a game-changing defensive 3-and-D wing. I just thought they're not using him. They're still not using him. And he had value this summer, and you should have gotten something in return for him this summer. I do think the Sixers are going to trade Matisse Thybulle. And I'm going to be upset when it happens because I think Matisse Thybulle can be used to benefit this team. He's just not being used by the coach right now. Matisse Thybulle last night in a loss to the Orlando Magic had 10 points in 11 minutes. He was the highest plus-minus on the team. And the Sixers have an insane record when Matisse Thybulle plays more than 20 minutes, which is something like 21-1 or something. I mean, the analytics show that having Matisse Thybulle on the court benefits you. Obviously, he's not an amazing offensive talent. But I do think a creative-minded coach could figure out a way to have Matisse Thybulle on the floor more often to help you win games. Matisse Thybulle could help you overcome your perimeter defensive deficiencies, you know, with giving up 70 to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to open the season, giving up 62 to Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry, giving up 44 to CJ McCollum, 41 to Zach LaVine. The Sixers struggled defensively on the perimeter. Mainly ball screen defense. Matisse Thybulle comes into games and immediately has an impact on that. That's probably why the Kings want him. And I'm going to be disappointed when he gets traded because I just do think there is potential for him. I just don't think he's getting the opportunity to show it under Doc Rivers, as we've seen with a lot of players throughout Doc Rivers' tenure so far in Philadelphia. Before we go any further, I want to let you guys know I will be on Bleacher Report today. Bleacher Report app at 4 p.m. Run it back Philly. Sixers stream. We're talking the 4 keys to the Sixers winning the East exclusively on Bleacher Report app at 4 p.m. I just ask you, if I've ever put out a piece of content that you've enjoyed, please consider coming over to Bleacher Report and showing out. You guys could change my life today at 4 p.m. So I ask that you be there. Bleacher Report app on your phone, 4 p.m. Run it back Philly. 4 keys to Sixers winning the East. Please be there. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's show out. All right, let's continue. Because I want to think about, like, who would the Kings even be offering for Matisse Thybulle, right? The Kings have the offensive firepower to support Thybulle's shortcomings. They have an abundance of shooters. Kevin Huerter, Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes, and Malik Monk. A potential fit doesn't come without questions. However, De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis are below average shooters, so fitting Matisse Thybulle in there could be difficult. Inserting another non-shooter, Mark Stein says. I wouldn't necessarily call him a non-shooter. Again, he just needs the reps. He's shooting 33% from three this season. I think that could easily get to 36, 37, 38% with reps, with him getting enough time to get comfortable, to be comfortable in an offense on an NBA floor. And again, last night, he had 10 points in 11 minutes off the bench, and he was 2 for 3 from the three-point line. Just a couple of games ago, he had 10 points off the bench against the Brooklyn Nets in 12 minutes. He was 3 for 5 from the floor. He was 2 for 4 from the three-point line. In those two games, he has 20 points in 22 minutes, and he is 4 for 7 from the three-point line, and he has 5 steals. So I wouldn't call him a below-average shooter. Again, I just think he needs time, and I do think we're going to see him be traded, and I do think we are going to see another coach give him the time that he needs to develop into what he can possibly become, a la Isaiah Joe. From a Sixers perspective, a one-for-one Thybulle to Sacramento deal doesn't make much sense. From a salary perspective, the Sixers need a center, but Alex Len is most likely a third-string center on most good teams, and we all know we got to factor in Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers would simply not play Alex Len over Montrezl Harrell. Davis would be a much more intriguing fit. He showcased the shot-making ability off the bench. Two of which were whatever. Davis had some charges. There's a good chance the Sixers would ask for someone or something else outside of those two players. Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, Keegan Murray are off the table. Outside of them, you'd be looking at Malik Monk or our old friend Rashawn Holmes. Number 1, no thanks. Number 2, no thanks. I love Malik Monk as much as anyone, but the Sixers backcourt is already loaded. Yeah, and just flat out, straight up, Doc Rivers wouldn't play Malik Monk. Rashawn Holmes, too big of a contract, not a good defender. Unfortunately, I mean, he should be, but he's not. Not a good rebounder. Maybe he's a good rebounder. You got to have a defensive rebounding big to back up center position. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Doc Rivers loves Montrezl Harrell. The most realistic Thybulle to Sacramento framework will most likely involve draft compensation, and that's where I'm out. Because I think if you're going to trade Matisse, you should be able to find something from another team. I know the Chicago Bulls have been interested. There's been other teams that have thrown Matisse Thybulle's name out there. You should be able to find something from another team. If the Sixers trade Matisse Thybulle to the Sacramento Kings for draft compensation at this point in their win now mode, that would be a big L. That would be a big giant L for the Philadelphia 76ers. You can't do that. What you need, which will probably be one of the keys to the Sixers winning the East today on Bleacher Report at 4 p.m., is for Doc Rivers to play Matisse Thybulle. We'll see if it happens. But give me all your thoughts in the comments, man. What do you think about a Matisse Thybulle trade? Do you think the Sixers trade him? Do you think would you trade him to the Kings? I mean, is there any other teams you can think of that you would trade him to that could work for players that could help this roster after the trade deadline? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Show up to Bleacher Report at 4 p.m. Run it back, Nation. I love you. Peace.